All right, let's make it happen. Three, two, one. En vivo, LongLiveBoxing dentro del cuadrilátero con Manny.
Sean Hicks,
Hopper.
Breaking it down like it is, like it should be.
as it needs to be.
It has to be that way.
Has to be done this way.
I mean, why not? We're in a town that there's a lot of sports. It's a sports town.
It really is a sports town. And one day, everything stopped because of an event of boxing, and that
Imagine
wasn't a
that.
fight. What event was that, gentlemen? Do you guys remember?
It was a sad moment.
Sad
It was-
moment here in the Metroplex.
Oh man, yeah, was it? So here's the thing: talking about the announcement, just kind of want to go through. We're talking about Errol Spence and the injury, and kind of how we found out. Our reaction, what we thought, and just the overall lack of information. Jesus,
It was horrible.
how
It was
frustrating
I
torture.
mean, I was just about to get up on my car and go directly to the hospital to see.
Go to Methodist, right? Lock on his
Exactly.
door.
Yes.
Look in the room.
But I mean, very sad moment for the locals here. But at the same time, happy that it didn't go to.
Yeah. So
to the
first of all,
extents.
we definitely want to say shout out to Errol Spence Jr.
Indeed.
and his family, and glad that everything's okay. Glad that he's healthy. He's there to support his family. I had no idea just the emotional connection I had to the situation. But when I first found out, I was getting ready to eat breakfast. Yeah, I was eating. Shout out to me. Yeah.
What else is
I mean,
new?
what's
come
new
on.
for Sean?
So my wife tells me like, "Oh yeah, did you hear about Errol Spence and what happened to him last night? It doesn't look good." I'm thinking like, how the hell did I miss that? And I was like, wait, what are you talking about? And I was thinking like, if she knows about it, it must be something, maybe he got into a fight at a strip club or something like that. Something not related to boxing, but and it wasn't. It was much, much, much worse. A lot more serious, a lot more concerning. And the thing that had me completely stressed out and really concerned is, again, I couldn't find out anything.
It was very frustrating. I mean, first of all, we hear the news. Hopper sent in a text with a screenshot of the card, and
Thank you for
of
that,
course,
Hopper.
thank you, Hopper. But I started diving in all stations everywhere, and
Everywhere.
all of a sudden, in a station, I hear broken hand, lost hand. It's like, and then keep on researching, nothing to be found.
Yeah,
It was definitely frustrating.
The only thing we knew is that, I mean, you're going in a Ferrari,
right.
fast.
right?
At
Fast.
3 in the morning.
And sadly, you don't have
And-
any seatbelts. So
No,
Right.
he doesn't have it on, and then you just
Buckle up.
start, and it's with the lack of information, the only thing people can do is speculate,
exactly.
and so you
Yeah.
base off anything because really you just want to know first, is he okay? And then some of the stuff they were saying was inconsistent. Okay, he has broken teeth, but he's in the intensive care unit. That didn't add up. Like, what
yeah.
what angle are you playing? Because maybe I found out about it at first because they were I was listening to the radio 105.3 The Fan, and they
Shout
had
out,
mentioned
103
there
fan.
was they're the first ones that I heard of a Ferrari crashing, a white Ferrari. They didn't say who. The authorities, the Dallas Police Department, they just said it was a prominent athlete. So
Which by itself is
which
weird,
by
right?
itself is like, oh
Exactly.
no. So then you can imagine,
Dak!
you can imagine all the coaches, every coach
Zeke!
texting, or your guys are texting
Yeah.
their line, position coaches.
Who's got
or
a
your guys-
Ferrari? A white
and
one.
Twitter, trust-
Sean, was that you?
No, hell no.
You, Sean,
No,
driving
no.
your Ferrari. So Twitter took the streets, and then at first the name that was being thrown out was Tyler Seguin, because he has a white Ferrari, and then they showed his the pictures of him and his white Ferrari, and so everybody was hope he's okay, and then minutes later it comes out that it's Errol Spence Jr. not wearing his seatbelt. Incredible. And then you get this sense of because you know how they say in the media you're supposed to be objective and not have not be a fan, but screw that. We were fans of boxing
yeah.
before we got in
Way
there.
before.
We're
Indeed.
fans and we care
And
about
we are
this.
still fans, and
we
that's
do-
why we were going nuts and crazy at
Yes,
6 o'clock in the
and
morning. I
you
haven't
know,
had my
desperate.
coffee yet.
Yeah.
All right, and all I'm
Uh-oh.
doing
For
is
information.
and I'm looking for information.
Shaking Manny!
So
Man,
so we're fans and we do care about Spence. He's from Dallas. We've all met him more than a few times. He's a local kid. He just won. So we
Unified.
we actually care about his
Unified, the
well-being.
147.
So yeah, that's a great point you just made there, Hopper.
I mean-
Because this is another thing too. when I saw the picture, let's talk about that. We talk about reaction, like the reaction we had. When I saw it, I was thinking like, okay, he's in critical condition. He's in ICU.
For broken teeth.
Something doesn't add up.
No, that doesn't add up at all.
I mean,
And not only that, the Ferrari flipped it 3 times.
it was
the
in
Ferrari
bad
no
shape.
seatbelt, and he just flew out of the car and landed in his face.
It looked like it had been crushed at one of those junkyards where they.
okay, and here's where it gets even crazier, guys, where it gets even more nuts. So they released, shout out to Channel 11, CBS.
Channel 11,
Yes.
CBS en la casa.
They released the video of the flip, and I was like, how the hell did he survive that?
Oh my, no idea. And that's what makes you even more
Exactly.
curious as to where's the information, the lack of information. He survived that. Okay, well, can we see can we see some footages or some
Yeah,
pictures
not
of
to
him?
sound
How
like
is he?
a morbid sick person, but I was watching the video slowly, and I was thinking to myself, okay, where's the body? Where did he fall out at?
Where is?
Oh, I couldn't see. I had to put
you
it
see
slow
his
motion
smoke.
so I can start seeing something that just flew out.
And he landed on his face?
He landed on his face.
I know he had a good
his-
chin, but damn.
Yeah, that's an iron chin there. Porter didn't hit
Wow.
him that hard.
Imagine.
And the story you hear, just well, it's not just a story. You see it flip 5 times.
Yeah.
There's reports that he was going over 155 miles
That-
per hour.
Yeah.
The
I
alcohol
mean, I
was
believe
involved.
it.
Alcohol, and let's
And I
okay.
think-
Let's and we also have to. We have to be real about the situation. He could have, he's lucky nobody else.
Nobody
was
else got
there.
injured.
And let's be real. He was drinking and driving at 3 a.m. That's he's
And I think
lucky
that
to be
I think that
alive.
they
Allegedly.
Uber, young man, Uber.
I
Call
think
your
that
friends. Somebody.
privacy because of the situation. That's why I think we didn't hear a lot of the news because
Well, hey, props to them.
They
gotta
did
keep
a
it damn
great
secret.
job of hiding the information because I'm telling you, I dug and
we
I
didn't
couldn't find
see
a
anything
thing.
until later on.
I even
that
have
we,
a buddy there that worked that he doesn't work at the hospital, but he's a subcontractor and
No.
he can get anything.
And that
He
was a
couldn't get
scary.
near them.
That was a scary thing about it because the little bit that did get out was a rumor, but people were latching on to everything. So the rumor that I heard about his arm, again, I'm thinking about him as a father, as a
broken
parent.
arm.
I'm
It's
thinking
like,
like-
he's done.
I
It's,
said,
it's
That's what I'm
which
saying.
one,
like,
left or right?
what happened?
That's your
to-
concern. Yes.
Is his
yeah.
career over with? And that's
Mhm.
honestly that was my reaction. And
Well-
now here's the thing, too. As far on top of that, he survived. They just said laceration to the face. He lost his teeth, but that's still horrific injury. And a lot of times injuries appear later, as far as your back. What happens next?
Yeah.
Man,
Well, I think that's the concern for us as fan is we were first of all concerned for his well-being. So we're happy there is a God. Thank you. But I think also is because he is on the spotlight. He just unified. Okay, the 147 against a tough opponent in Sean Porter, and he's got the biggest fights coming up right now. Is he going to be able to be that Spence?
Is he going to be able to come back to it?
And
Mhm.
I mean, you were talking about earlier. It's like, man, you've already got a huge,
Chin.
in the chin. How can he sustain
Here's-
a punch now?
And here's the thing, though. I want to know how much information they're withholding. How truthful are they being about his health and his status? Because, like we mentioned earlier, you don't go to the intensive care unit for just broken teeth. And I think
I've never heard of that.
I think their angle they're trying to play is our boxer is indestructible. Our boxer survey. Whoever their PR team is, they're angling this a very clever way and withholding information because I really want to know how he is. How is this going to affect his?
Yeah.
his
Someone had to come out.
He came out and said in a deleted Instagram post how no broken bones, he's a savage, and it was deleted a minutes later. I think he has a little bit of growing up to do. He has, we hate to burn our boy, but come on, man, you're the unified champion. You should have friends that are sober to drive you around. You should Uber.
I mean, you
should
just
have-
won how many millions on
it's-
this fight?
dude,
I
come on,
just have a
that's-
chauffeur that drives you
Dude,
around.
I'm poor, and I get have a
Shout out to
sober
poor
driver.
people.
We're poor.
Yeah.
It's-
Uber.
So yeah, that's the thing because you went into the gambit of emotions. It was horrible news. Then you're like, I need to find some information out. Nothing was being put out there but rumors. Even the rumors were minimal. So I latched on to the rumors. And then here's the weird psyche that I had when the truth came out. No pun intended. When the truth came out about what they wanted you
To
what they want
believe.
you to know. I was actually questioning that more than the rumor. When I heard the rumor, and I'll go ahead and say it off of a radio station that's here locally, and I shared it with
Put him on blast.
1310 the ticket. And it was a morning show that they put on there. Did retract the next day.
They did.
At 7:21 a.m. They retracted and said it was a rumor story. But again, at that point, it was already in my mental Rolodex.
I mean,
I was looking like a
out.
psycho. I was like I was on the clock, punching in and out, looking for what's going on with his arm. And I was thinking, like, that's a weird rumor to put out. You know?
Ratings, probably a ratings grab.
It worked.
You know, it worked.
Well, I mean, it just
worked.
got
All
us
you do is
more
retract
desperate.
it the next
Those
day.
who really care about not
Yeah.
only the sport but the actual champion and its future. Of course, I was concerned. I'm thinking, I hope he's okay, his family too. But wow, there goes our champ. And he's a great guy. I mean, he's young, talented. He's got money. Okay, and at the same time, I mean, you definitely tend to make some, mistakes, right? But I think, and I hope so, from the bottom of my heart, that he understands it. He learns from this mistake because Hopper, you mentioned it on that text that even morning. It's like, luckily, no one else
was there.
Got hurt.
Because this is a total different conversation.
Can you
the DWI charge goes from the DWI charge to intoxicated manslaughter.
Right.
I mean, someone just going from home to work in the morning, and all of a sudden, just
in the morning.
I mean, it just.
It could, yes.
In downtown Dallas, that always is very amazing.
Absolutely.
And cars did pass by. There showed 2 cars that passed by.
And
no
they
one
didn't
stopped.
even stop.
No one stopped.
Not boxing fans.
Wow.
Casuals.
Oh, wait a minute.
Whoa.
Hey, even if you're not a boxing fan, man, I'm like, whoa, look at that Ferrari just got wow.
Man.
Let me just get out of there. Yeah.
Maybe they were probably drunk themselves. They're like,
they're probably going to go over there and like, take a picture, selfie. Hey, look here. A trash Ferrari.
All right, so again, with all that craziness that went on, that was one of the craziest moments where I was just fixated on.
It was hard.
Here's the thing. People say that where's oversaturation of social media, I couldn't get enough.
No.
How did they do that? PBC, you guys got secret security like no one else's business. Nothing was coming out.
My friend,
Nothing.
like I said, I have a friend that was there that at the hospital. He said the security there was unreal. Said it was a lot of security. You couldn't get nowhere near that floor. That's how tight the security was, and you must imagine the information. And shout out to the doctor for playing along and not releasing anything.
Yeah, shout out to the doctor. Shout out to the doctor,
nurse,
really.
all of them.
To
Somebody.
staff.
There's quite a few people in there that know how his condition is.
So we just gotta
TMZ, do your job. Hurry up and find out.
TMZ, get your people out there.
Get that toothless shot real quick for you.
Super spy.
So this is what I, kind of to both you guys and kind of to everybody. What do you guys think? Do you think that what they put out there is the truth, or not? Alleging or assuming anything. Do you think there's some information that's withheld? Maybe an injury that could impede his professional career. Go to you first, Hopper. What do you think?
What was your hashtag? What did you say? We want the truth on the truth.
Hashtag the truth on the truth.
The truth on the truth. Now, like I mentioned earlier, I believe they are withholding information. I think he's a little more banged up than what he's leading on, and they're just trying to play the indestructible angle. Our boxer's indestructible, and I mean, it slaps you in the face. Like they really expect us to believe that he's not. He's definitely got bruises everywhere, deep bruises.
Oh, I'm sure.
That jaw, if he did land on his face, it's still sore. I imagine it's gonna be sore for a very long time.
Exactly.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
I mean, you're not just talking like he's gonna go back and work the checkout stand in Kroger. Shout out to Kroger.
If their information is factual, then he shouldn't be out of the ring too long. If it's 2020,
well, they said no broken
September
bones or fractures,
October, November, and he's still not in the ring. Well, we know they were kind of lying about it.
Well, I guess we just have to pay
depending
attention
on how
when he
quick
starts training.
returns to the ring.
When he starts training, we know about 6 or 8 months.
Yeah, he'll post
probably
Instagram
okay. And
videos
I'm sure, exactly.
or something.
So what's your thoughts, Manny?
Well, here's the thing though, you have a DWI in it, so you have the authorities checking in these things, and not only that, you have a high profile guy. Okay, that it's in the spotlight, young, talented. I think he's the best welterweight we've seen in quite some time. So, yes, there's probably some privacy that family members, his circle of trust, are gonna hold back until they get the real story. So luckily, no one got hurt, and we heard more information because of that. But I think that definitely, they have to understand he's got fans and he's got people who supports him every step of the way. Like right now, we're supporting him, and I think that at one point I felt disappointed that I couldn't really see our local idol, how is he doing or anything like that from any of his representatives. So that's my take, but I can understand that there's a lot of legal stuff around it and authorities involved, investigation that may have led to not put information out there quickly.
All right, so sticking with you, Manny, because, you know about, speaking of icons, but a potential talent. Clearly, this guy we're talking about, Errol Spence, he's at the peak of his game, was at the peak of his game. Could we see a situation where he'll never be the same again?
Oh,
similar to Verdejo. Apples and oranges, but will he never be? Are we always going to say what he could have been?
I mean, at least Verdejo, we knew what happened, and we knew that he, his shoulder wasn't good, and that's his power punch. Right now, we still don't know yet. All we know is broken tooth.
Only time will tell how fast he gets back.
And so we don't know, but the reality is you flew and you landed in your face. How much hit are you going to take once you're back? I mean, trust me, I've hit myself all my body playing hoops, playing all different sports, and as I age, of course, I'm seeing it just real hurts. But what I'm saying is, you mentioned it earlier. Is he going to be the same person coming back? I don't know, but because of the story and everything that happened, I don't know. I don't think so. I think it's going to be very difficult. I mean, I wish I would know. I wish I would see him, and see how he looks, right? But or maybe get more information. Does he, it's bone? I don't know. It's one of those things.
Yeah, truth is going to come out when announcements are made as far as days. But until then, it's just speculation.
Back in the ring.
The one that's actually pretty bummed out, and of course he's been campaigning for quite some time, ever since the Porter fight. It's Crawford. He's
But shout out to the boxing community for rallying around.
Absolutely. Even those who are trying to get on his head and trying to get a fight, because Crawford's been really, really on it for quite some time, right? So he was still supported. Everyone was. So love the fact. That's why I love boxing. Hey, baby. Together.
Love it.
Every other sport does the same thing. But this
Familia.
is exactly, and especially when you have a local. I mean, we got so many local talented boxers here in Dallas. It's a treat for us, right?
We're
spoiled. We're there.
We're in the golden times here for the DFW. We've got a lot of high level talent. A lot of high level talent.
I mean, Virgil from
Maurice.
Ooh.
Oh, shout out to Maurice. He announced he's going to be coming back.
Yes,
the Rincon brothers.
He's coming back. Some training. I can't wait to go out and see him again.
Right.
Maurice Mohuka.
So again, horrible, crazy news, crazy day. It's been some crazy times in Dallas for sure. But that was going to be one of my most memorable moments, as far as when I thought, the world was oversaturated with news, and I could not find any news.
Oh,
right. Frustrating.
But the champ will be back. I think he's still young, and I think that he'll
in 2020.
I would say so. I mean, it's going to probably take him about 4 or 5 months to kind of recoup a little bit if he's got anything that is fracture. But once he starts training, I think it'll be about 6-8 months after that. And I think we'll see him training maybe mid-January, February. And I'm sure we're going to be the first ones to find out. Shout out to LongLiveBoxing.
Hey, baby.
Boxing.
So, Hopper, what do you think?
Well, yeah, we just got to see. Time will tell. We got to see how fast he gets back in the ring, and see who. He's definitely not rematching Porter right off the bat. I'll tell you that much.
No, that is not the fight to take now.
No, not right now.
There's a waiting line, and the time had increased. So
Pregnant Porter and toothless Errol Spence? No thanks.
Whoa. Shout out to Porter, though. He great.
He's a champion in and out the ring.
Yeah.
Classy,
I actually received more information from
Sean.
That's
Sean
what
Porter.
I was
going by. I was like, okay, well, he said that. This guy talked to this.
Yes.
Okay, well, I'm going to go with what Sean
exactly.
said. He has people telling him.
I know people that know people that know
Porter news.
So, all right, I'm going to go with Sean Porter.
Indeed.
Close to the source.
Indeed.
All right, guys, so we're going to close it out on this episode number 9.
Episode 9.
Errol Spence, the truth.
Indeed. We love you, champ. We can't wait to see you back. And remember,
stop drinking and driving. Hire
Please.
a damn Uber.
Please.
Call me. I'll drive
Right,
you
call
anywhere.
one of us.
Yeah.
Whoa,
LongLiveBoxing.com.
pick you up,
Shout out.
bro. Jeez.
Out.
Fuera.
We're out. Que nunca muere el boxeo. Long live boxing.